Awesome, you guys. So thank you so much for joining us for our Team Rock Hard Bodies bi-weekly call. I'm super excited as tonight I'm going to be interviewing, there's like a little over 8 coaches, I think, that we have on how they achieved Diamond in 60 days or less. So really what I want you guys to get out of this is to realize the similarities that you might have with different coaches that are speaking. Really listen to how they felt about themselves, where they started, and find that relatability, because I think that a lot of times people think Diamond is something super scary or super intimidating or even Emerald and doing these rank advancements. And truly, honestly, what I realized is it's going to be as difficult or as challenging as you want to make it. So something that I've learned from Tony Robbins and working with a life coach is it's all about how you perceive things, and doing incantations and incantations are like positive affirmations of how you feel about something. So if you feel like something's difficult, then it's going to be difficult, because in your mind you are making it difficult. If you take the bull by the horns and you're like, I got Emerald, I'm going to make Emerald happen, I'm going to pop Emeralds left and right, Emerald's so easy to get to, you're going to become an Emerald factory, and it's going to reap into your team. It's only going to be those coaches on your team that make Emerald harder than what it is, that they're going to struggle with. So really remember that when you're listening to this call, find relatability with coaches, ask questions. I'm going to go through these questions, grab different coaches to answer. And then at the end, we are going to spend about 20 minutes. You guys can ask any of these coaches questions. And then we're also going to open it up for Q&A for our 2017 Success Leadership Trip. So the cruise that we posted in Team Rock Hard Bodies, if you guys have any questions about requirements, qualifications, anything that you want clarification on, Tanya and I are both on the call to be able to help answer with that. So we are going to dive right in to our Q&A here. So let's see here. Okay, so I am going to start off with, actually I'm going to grab Brooke. So Brooke, she's like, great, thank you. Brooke just popped Diamond today, you guys. Today. So tomorrow, find her page and give her a big shout out, because she is our newest Diamond coach. And I grabbed her on the call because Brooke actually has been a coach for 4.5 years. And the flip switched on that girl. And it was Diamond. Like, I swear she blinked her eyes and made it happen. Not really, but it was close. So Brooke, what was your number one reason of why you flipped that switch and decided to really push and work this opportunity?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's start out like just a little bit. I was on bed rest for 6 weeks from an injury, and it just kind of gave me like a whole new perspective on my life. And I watched Jessica's webinar, and it was one where she shared about just about being authentic and being real, and really about her struggles. And it really just related to me. And I was one of those people who kind of judged her as well, which I feel awful about. But it really just made me question where I was at in the business, and I decided that I wanted to go for it. And my husband has been working out of town for almost 2 years now, and so the biggest thing, I just want to bring my husband home, and I want to earn enough money so that he doesn't have to work away from home, and that he can be here with us and the family.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you. And thanks for being first. I totally put you on the spot on that one. So I want to ask Shalita the same question. So Shalita, what was your number one reason of why you signed up as a coach? And what did you want to see? What did you want the opportunity to do for you?
So I'm just going to dive in there. when I signed up as a coach, I truly went in as to do it as a business. I currently work in a corporate environment. I'm an HR manager. And so it's such a toxic environment and it's very draining. When I leave there every day, it's just like, oh my gosh, I got to get out of here. So my why was to leave corporate America and to do this full time, to have the flexibility, to have freedom, to travel, to do all the things that I cannot do currently. So I guess when I saw Jesse's ad, I was super excited. I was just like, okay, I think I can do this. The coaching opportunity, I had a weight loss journey and actually a little weight loss success, and the opportunity for flexibility and freedom, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that. So for me, it was straight business. I wanted to do it as a business when I first came in. And I think that being passionate about what I love doing anyway and being passionate about losing weight, that was one of the push for me to do this and to go all the way in it.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you. And Amanda, I want to ask you that same question. What was your number one reason of why you signed up as a coach? And what did you want to see the opportunity do for you?
Well, it was really just for a discount for about 5 minutes. And then, I hadn't made the decision completely, but while I sat at home all day thinking about talking to my husband about it, I just started, something kind of changed in me, kind of choked me up. That's weird. And I just started thinking, like, what if this could really be something? What if I could really do something with this? What if I could make something of this? So I kind of like started to get this little seed of belief in myself that day while I waited for him to come home to ask him permission, to spend money we didn't have on a credit card to buy this challenge bag. And when he came home, I said, could you just give me 6 months to see what I could do with this? I really think I could do something with this. And I just felt like I needed it. I didn't know much at the time about the community. I hadn't been in challenge groups. I'd been losing weight on my own. I'd already lost like 55 pounds at that point, and I'd been ignoring my coach for 6 months when she sent me messages, and I just kind of was trucking along, but I just had the wheels were turning, and I just thought, I just really think maybe this could be something. So that when he came home, I said that to him, and I cried. I started crying, no way, right? And he said it was okay and go for it if it's what I really thought I needed. And I pretty much just dove in feet first from there. And I just went for it.
Love it. Love it. Thank you. And you guys, Amanda was a customer lead too.
That never bought a thing.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so next question. I am going to actually grab Chelsea. Chelsea, how were you brought in to coaching? How were you prospected? Was that through a Facebook post? Were you a customer lead? Was it a private message? Did your coach know you prior?
No, I did not know my coach. I was not a lead. I did not answer an ad. I actually started following Jessie on her page and kind of checking things out. And apparently she turned around and friend requested me and started following my personal page and what I was doing. I am an avid runner. And just for my accountability, I was posting my runs and scenery from my runs and things like that, and some inspirational quotes and stuff along with those posts. And Jessie reached out to me and said, hey, you do exactly what I do as a Beachbody coach, but you're not getting paid for it. She talked a little bit about it. I had never really heard of Beachbody before, so I kind of was like, who is this? Why is she reaching out to me? Like, I follow her fitness page, but I've never talked to her before. So I talked back and forth for a little bit. She asked me to join a challenge group and I declined. And then I think it was about 6 months later, she reached out again and I decided to purchase P90X3 and Vanilla Shakeology. And I actually ended up returning the Vanilla Shakeology because I didn't like it. And I think it was just like a month or two after that, I had watched some YouTube videos on Lindsay Matway, actually, her story and whatnot, and thought this would be, I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2 kids. I have a 4 and a 5-year-old. And I ran track in college and in high school. And I just saw the opportunity being something that I'm truly passionate about and that I could share with others, as well as making an income. And then eventually, hopefully one day, retire my husband, or at least give him the power to tell work that he's going to take a week off and spend it with his family and not work out of town as much. He's out of town right now. I have 2 very sick kids. One of them just had surgery last week. So I just want to bring him home more.
Thanks, Sunny. Tanya, how were you brought into the business? Was it through Facebook posts, customer lead, private invite, face-to-face?
Well, I was sitting at this dance class, drinking my 2 of my daily Dr. Peppers, and stuffing my face with, was it Ritz crackers, goldfish, who knows? Cheez-Its. It was Cheez-Its. And I had 1 kid on my lap, another one running wild, and I was exhausted. And to be honest, like, the other moms were like ignoring me and nobody would talk to me. And Jesse started talking to me. It was you. And just, you started taking an interest. And honestly, it was the first time that anybody had asked me how I was doing in years. I had a really sick child. I had 3 kids at the time. I was overwhelmed and I was fueling my body with junk food and soda. I hated working out. I loved sugar and caffeine, and gosh, it's like so different now. And you were nice to me, and I did not sign up right away because I didn't have the money. You were very patient and followed up with me, and then I used my Christmas money and my husband's Christmas money, and I bought Turbo Fire and Chocolate Shakeology, which was $205. And yeah, I was brought in. Random stranger prospected me at a dance class for our girls.
Don't be afraid to talk to anybody.
No, it totally changed my life. I'm so glad she did. So glad.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
So this one's for the same question for Justin and Deanna. How were you guys brought into the business? Was that through a Facebook post, customer lead, private invite, face-to-face?
You feel that way.
I'll field it. We were brought in a couple different ways, to be honest. We had reached out. Deanna actually asked me to do P90X with her. And when we started doing that, I actually looked online and just kind of randomly came across a guy named Dave Ward, who is another coach, to put it lightly. And so we started kind of reaching out to him and asking him questions about P90X and that kind of stuff. And over probably 6 months or so, or 8 months, Deanna kept on, she was saying that I guess he had been reaching out to her a little bit, but the point was across the board that we could coach with this somehow. There's a way to coach. And I was like, nah, I want nothing to do with it. And a girl that I've known who is now our coach, Alicia. Alicia has been coming into my salon. My dad's actually really good, close friends with her dad. And she's been coming to the salon. I've been cutting her hair, oh my gosh, I don't even know how, 20 years probably. And she came in talking about P90X3 and then was like, I love it. Are you doing it? And I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, it's incredible, yada, yada. And she's like, you can coach. You should be a coach. And I'm like, nope, I'm good. I was like, I don't want nothing to do with it. I'm sorry, but like, I know what this stuff is all about. I know what it's like, and it's just not me. She left, came back. Next time she's like, you really should think about being a coach. Nope, I'm good. Like, I didn't know that. I found out later that she was actually anxious about even asking, right? Like, I wouldn't have known it at all. She's just, you should do this. No, I'm totally good. Went back into the staff room that day and saw on Facebook another one of my friends who I went to high school with that I have a lot of respect for. And her name is Erica. And I found out that she was a coach, and I reached out to her as well. And I was like, what are you're coaching? It just made no sense to me because I just, in my mind, I knew what the business was about. And I was like, this girl doesn't do this kind of business. I don't get it. And she's like, it's amazing, like, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I was like, really? She's a smart girl, so there's got to be something to this. And so we reached back out to Alicia, and it was like that. So it was somebody that knew us and had a relationship with us. But even with that said, it still took, a handful of times before I was like, let's go for it. Even with that relationship built, it still took a little bit. But yeah, that's how we were brought in. And then Deanna was nice enough to do it to support me.
And I just did it to support him. I wanted nothing to do with the business. I did not work out really. I did not eat healthy. I had a ton of bad habits, but I did it to support him. And then over time, finding that accountability in the group gave me more confidence. And it was really great, being able to pay it forward and, making a little bit of money here and there and kind of learning that, hey, this is something that I'm passionate about and I can, really provide for my family. How amazing is that? And just really kind of something flipped. Yeah.
Awesome. Definitely, I think there's a lot of switches that flip along the journey of coaching. You just have to trust the process. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank you. So next question is for Bryn. How did you achieve Emerald so fast? What did you do to achieve Emerald?
Well, when I started, I signed up underneath my coach, and my husband and I were doing the 21-day fix together, and we're sharing a bag of Shakeology and literally fighting over it. So within like 15 days, we had no shakes left, and I had to figure out how to get more because we were obsessed and addicted to it. So I signed him up underneath me. And then, I don't know, maybe like a week later, I just walked down the street to my neighbor's house, who happens to be one of my best friends. And I was like, you're going to do this with me and you're going to sign up as a coach. And she was my other Emerald. It kind of happened it was easy for me to hit Emerald. And that was probably like, I guess within 2 to 3 weeks, because it was, 15 days that we were sharing a bag. And then literally like the next day when we ran out, I signed Brian up. And then the next week I signed up my friend. So it was pretty fast. I was very aggressive with it.
Awesome. Love it. Thank you. Kirsten, how about you? How did you achieve Emerald so fast?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I've never done it from my phone. Sorry. So basically for me, it was the last day of December or the day before the last day of December. And Tanya was posting, make sure you guys get Emerald and get all your stuff together for getting free leads in January, because it's a hot month and you want to make sure you can take advantage of the leads. So I
Are you there?
I think she muted herself.
Oh.
She got muted.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yep, we got you.
Okay, sorry. I don't know where I got lost or what
Tanya
happened. Sorry.
posted something in the group about getting to Emerald. So
so I could get my free leads. And I had actually just that day decided that I felt called to work the business, had just felt a really big calling on my heart that it was something that I wanted to start doing. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to do this. I want those free leads. I want January's hot leads. And so I signed up. I actually had already, I think within a few weeks before that, or maybe a month before that, signed up a different friend before I even knew what I was doing, not working the business. She just wanted Shakeology. So she just ordered it. So I already had one person. And then as soon as I decided I wanted to get it, that day I just reached out to different people, did the Power 3, went in the back office, started following all the rules, like within like 24 hours, doing everything everybody says to do, and signed up 2 more coaches that night. And so I ended up hitting Emerald by the 1st of January, which was awesome. And then just, you know, it took off from there, and I just have continued. But it was really the push for leads that that made me inspired to do it. And just I offer the coaching, you know, to a lot of people, the discount coach option, and a lot of them have turned into active coaches at this point. So that's kind of how I did it.
That's awesome. And nothing like the last day of the month to decide
I know.
to the business and go for it, right?
Yeah. It was kind of crazy, but it was even more exciting because I was like, wow, if I can do this in one day, what could I do? I kept telling my husband, what could I do if I like had been doing this all month? Oh, so totally. That's what we're trying to see now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so awesome. Thank you. Shayna, how did you achieve Emerald so fast?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. I signed up my husband and my mom.
Boom. That's it.
Oh, that. Yeah, I knew right away, like when I came in, I knew that I was going to work the business. I wasn't like a discount coach or anything before. So I was like, okay, how do I get to Emerald? I think I ordered my challenge pack when I was like 3 days before Riley was born. So we were on our GSR call like the day I got home from the hospital. And you were talking to me about Emerald, and I was like, okay, let's do this. So, I signed my husband up because I knew he was going to be stealing my shakes. And then my mom was visiting because she was helping with the baby. And I was like, Mom, you guys should try this stuff. And she's like, okay. So they did. That was it.
You know, our GSR was scheduled for the day you had Riley.
Oh,
and yeah. You text me on the way into the hospital and said, I'm going into labor. Can we reschedule? I'll get right back with you as soon as I'm home.
Done. Yeah.
It was 3 days later. She's like, I'm ready. Determination. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Vanessa, are you on the line? Is Vanessa on?
I didn't see her on. I texted her. I don't know what happened.
They were on the way home from a grandma's party, so she wasn't home for sure. Okay, so I am going to grab Shalita. What flipped the switch for you in wanting to push for diamonds so fast? Oh, you have to unmute. Hold on a minute. Okay, I unmuted you.
Okay. Honestly, I think you were going on your trip with Beachbody. You were going on a cruise at the time. And I know I had just gotten to Emerald. And I was just texting you like crazy saying, Jesse, I can't believe it. I just got people to sign up. And one thing you did tell me to do was, post that you're about to do this challenge. And whoever wants to be a part of it, feel free to inbox me. So I just did everything you told me to do. I said, let me just go ahead and do this. It's probably crazy, but I went ahead and posted my little challenge pack and said, hey, I'm about to do this 21-day journey challenge. Anybody want to do this with me? I have a problem with my portion control eating. I just need some accountability partners. And basically I had my inbox was just flooded and I had so many people comment on it. And I just started signing people up. I asked Jessie before she left, what did I need to be telling them? What verbiage should I be telling them? And she's like, oh, here's what I have. And she cut and paste something. And so I had hit Emerald like really quick. And so I said, well, I just need I have 4 people now. What do I do now? And she's like, Shalita, you're so close to diamond. You're so close to diamond. And I'm like, okay, I don't even know what diamond is. I didn't even know what the rank was. So all I knew is what she told me. You have 4 on the right, 4 on the left. You need to get 2 emeralds. You need 1 on the right, 1 on the left. And I just started signing people up like crazy. And I think it was a switch when my coach told me, hey, Shalita, you can do this. You can do this. And I think what else was a switch for me is when she told me, hey, I did mine in 27 days. Was it, Jesse, 27 days?
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I got diamond rank in 27 days. I was like, shoot, I'm going to beat her. I'm going to get it. And I swear to you, I was 2 days freaking off. But I pushed like crazy to do that because she told me she did hers in 27. So I was like, I'm going to freaking do it too. I'm going to actually beat her. But it didn't happen that way. A little too shy of a couple of days, but I think that was the switch. I'm very competitive. I love helping people, and also just seeing how many people were reaching out and really wanted to do this with me. I was just shocked. So yeah, I think that's the switch for me.
Awesome. Love it. Kirsten, the same question. I know you just popped diamond super quick. So what was that switch? You hit emerald same day you decided to work the business.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the flip that switched for you to push to diamond in what, like 35 days?
So for me, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So for me, it was the fact that I had to sit down with Tanya. I hit emerald, decided I wanted to push for it. Asked her, okay, what do I need to be doing? I'm just getting started, watching all the videos that I could watch, getting trained. I know I want to be super successful. I know I want to be, like 5-star diamond by the end of the year. Where do I need to be? What do I need to be doing? And she was like, I was like, I'm being really reserved, I think, with my goals, but I'm not sure. And I told her, I want to be diamond by like maybe the end of the summer, maybe the end of the year. Is that a good timeline? And she was like, no, you can do it in 45 days. She's like, you can do it by your birthday. My birthday's February 15th. I was like, you're crazy. I can't. No, I'm thinking like August at the earliest. And she's like, no, if you can do it by this date, like, I'd be surprised if you don't. Like, you can do it. I know you can do it. I hit mine in 45 days or whatever it was, 40 days. I don't know what hers was. You can do it too. And so I was like, okay. And somebody just like kind of challenging you. I was like, well, if she thinks I can do it, I guess I'm going to really try then. And so I did. I just sat down and I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to bust it out. And I did. I think in 30 days I hit it. I went like, ruby straight to diamond, and I had to push for it. I was pushing hard, and I ended up with a few good business builders and a lot of discount coaches, and I'm on my way to 1-star here pretty soon. I'm just excited, but I know it was really just having somebody tell you, no, you can do it, because you think it takes a lot more work and a lot harder to get. I mean, for me, I thought it was going to take a lot more time. Mm-hmm. And I thought I was safe making these reserved goals so that if I didn't hit them, I wouldn't be disappointed. But in my heart, I was telling her, like, I feel like I can do it sooner, but this seems like a more realistic timeline to verbally say out loud and like have to own. Mm-hmm. And she was like, no, just go with your gut and do it as fast as you can do it, because it's possible. And so as soon as I did own it, and so that's kind of a new thing for me now, I'm just saying everything I can out loud. If I'm like, okay, I'm going to be 5-star by the end of the year, I'm telling like my husband, my best friend, my team. And then I feel like I've got to do this because I said it out loud, and I'm not giving myself this leeway of maybe making more reserved goals. So that's what I did. That's how I pushed.
That's awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Brooke, what was the flip, this switch that flipped for you in pushing for diamond? Because you were kind of similar in that situation.
Yeah. Honestly, it was really you. Like, I don't want to let you down. Like, you have goals, and I feel like in order for you to fulfill some of your goals, I have to be a part of that, and I want to be a part of that. So that's one of the major things. The other thing is the trips, like the leadership trips. For 4 years, you guys, I have watched all these coaches go on these trips, and I've been really sad and disappointed. It's my fault. And so this year I'm like, I'm not going to miss out. I'm not going to miss out. I'm going to be successful. And sitting at Emerald is not good enough. I've been to Emerald before, and I need to push to Diamond. And so the trips and Jessica.
Finding those driving forces. And you guys are going to see like a common theme in some areas, but some areas you're going to realize that other people are so different. There are so many different personalities that some are pushed and motivated by different things. So, that's a huge cue to kind of, be listening to as well. Tanya, what do you do daily to create success in your business?
Well, I make a list the night before, and I do my vital behaviors. I do my personal development and my invites before I do anything else on my list. if I don't get those done, then I mean, you gotta be filling your mind, first. And I think that's key. Otherwise, other stuff can creep into your head during the day. So I start off with personal development, do my invites. Then I, work my I call it the power of 5. And I make sure all of that is done. And then the other stuff, all the extras, like, I think it's easy to get distracted by making pretty cool graphics. I mean, guys, I've gotten to be where I am, and I cannot ask my team, my graphics are horrible. Go look at my page. So I don't spend a lot of time on that stuff. I do the stuff that, matters first.
And one more question to that. What are your non-negotiable monthly goals that you set for yourself every month?
Success Club 10 is a non-negotiable for me. When I first started, it was like 5. And then I was like, I need a challenge. So Success Club 10 and helping, and then signing 5 coaches a month is my non-negotiable for this year, but I'm at a different point. But those are my non-negotiables. And I make sure that I get 35 invites out each week. And I've done that since day 1, 35 invites at least a week. And if I have to batch them, I batch them.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Justin and Deanna, what do you do daily to create success in your business?
So I would say, one of the most important things that actually really sparked my desire to really want to build a business is personal development. I think that above anything else is the most important thing. So, we can be inviting, which is amazing, and it's something we have to do. But, if our heart's not in the right place, if our mind's not in the right place, everything else gets kind of lost. So, I find that focusing on personal development and making that a daily priority has really been key to our success. Because I think that, your attitude comes out in your invites. So if you're kind of in a stinky frame of mind, your invites are going to come out like that. So
yeah, and I think you're going to hear a lot of you're just talking about some areas there's going to be a lot of commonalities with what we say, and in some areas there's going to be a lot of differences. This is a question where I feel like you're going to hear a lot of, just like what Tanya said, it's down to personal development and doing those vital behaviors. And, literally showing up every single day and doing that. And if you're not doing that, don't expect anything from it. Right. So, yeah, absolutely. It's like show up,
right?
Vital behaviors, personal development, without question, not an option.
And don't overcomplicate it is what I would say. Cause, we tell our coaches all the time, learn from our mistakes. The first, 4 or 5 months. Yeah. We thought we knew better than everybody. We're like, we're going to make these amazing systems and we're going to do all this awesome stuff, but we're not going to do the vital behaviors. We're not going to invite every day because we're going to do this amazing ad that's going to be that,
There's a special sauce. And we realized that vital behaviors is the special sauce. Yeah. If there's a special sauce, it's not vital behaviors even. It's personal development with vital behaviors. Yeah. That's the special sauce.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What are your guys' non-negotiable goals monthly that you have for yourself?
My non-negotiable goal is SC10. Since we both have our own accounts, we have kind of different goals, but even though we work together, we have different kind of things. But my non-negotiable, since January of last year when I actually went to Super Saturday, because I wasn't all in. I was just like, I might be doing this. I went to Super Saturday last January and heard Amy Silverman speak, and she talked about, you're a badass, get it. I say this every single time I read that book. Yep. And it pushed me. And so I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to put those blinders on regardless how many no's I get, regardless how many people ignore me. I'm going to focus and I'm going to hit 10 every month. And I have hit 10 every month. And that has consistently grown my business. And then
absolutely. Well, we both kind of have that same goal. It's the simple goal is 10 in her account, 5 in my account. And then, just this beginning of this year, we started, or actually towards the end of last year, we started with now I'm like, okay, now we need to have 3 coaches, additional active building coaches every month as well. Just because if we're going to push for elite by the end of the year, we're going to need at least 3 a month. So those are the non-negotiables now.
Awesome. Love it. And it's so true. I'm not going to ask other coaches that same question, because you're going to hear the same commonalities with each coach, that the non-negotiables are Success Club and adding coaches, and working your business, the 3 vital behaviors in your power hour, non-negotiable daily. So just like those two said, it's definitely the same with each coach. So next question, Bryn, what hurdles did you have to overcome in order to achieve Diamond in 60 days?
Well, I think because I was a newer coach, I think the biggest hurdle at that point, because I really started pushing from Diamond like right after I hit Emerald. So for me, just the objection part of it was just something that I had to learn to get over very fast, and personal development helped with that. That was a big hurdle for me. And then I wouldn't say that it's a hurdle, but it was something that, to hit Diamond, like I sacrificed sleep, I sacrificed TV, housework. Like I did whatever I had to do to reach my goal. And that was to hit Diamond within, 45 to 60 days. And I think it was like right at like 45, 47 days, something like that. So it really wasn't a hurdle, but it was something that I did whatever it took. And my husband travels at night or during the week. So I was up so late. Shayna and I were success partners, or our success partners, and we were in the Fall Classic at that point. And we were both up so late, just messaging each other, bouncing ideas back and forth off of each other. And we pushed. And so I guess that was really, my hurdle, I guess, was the objection, and then just doing whatever it took to get there. So
awesome. And next question for you is, how did you motivate your coaches to get to Emerald? Bryn.
Definitely doing the 3 vital behaviors, and then just really putting the emphasis on, like Team Cycle bonus and free leads, and just making them realize that, that's kind of where your bread and butter was at, and it's essentially free money. Like, why wouldn't you push for that? Why wouldn't you reach that goal? That's pretty much, and getting their Shakeology paid for too. Like, why would you be paying for your shakes when you don't have to? So those are the 3 things that I really stressed from the very beginning, is the Team Cycle bonuses and getting their shakes paid for, and the free leads also. So
awesome. Thank you. Shayna, how about for you? What hurdles did you have to overcome in order to achieve Diamond in 60 days or less?
Well, we kind of touched on this before. I just had a baby. So I was trying to figure out this whole 2 kids thing. And my husband was working pretty long hours at that point. So just devoting time to my business was a big hurdle. I was freaking exhausted. And so trying to carve out that time and be strict with my business hours was one. And then just kind of a story I was telling myself, really, but I didn't think that I had, credibility to be kind of pitching this stuff to people. Like, I didn't want to be salesy, but I didn't want them to be like, oh, you became a coach yesterday and now you're trying to sell me stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I hadn't had a chance to share my journey, really, because I was still on it, trying to lose the baby weight and stuff. So I kept letting that creep in, and that's where personal development comes in, honestly. So those are my 2 really big things, were time management and then just personal development stories.
Getting those thoughts out of your head.
Yep, just pushing through that.
Awesome. How did you motivate your coaches to get to Emerald?
Kind of the same thing as Bryn, just making sure that they knew the benefits of hitting Emerald with the Team Cycle bonus, and getting free coaches from Beachbody, and then just placing belief in them. As soon as you tell somebody, like, this is easy, you can do it, here's exactly how I did it, it's kind of like this light bulb moment for them, I find. And so most of the time now when I have new coaches and we're talking about it, either like on a GSR call or, you know, even right away, some girl was asking me about it in an email today and she just signed up yesterday. But I'm like, okay, well, my goal is to help you get there in your first week. And they're like, okay. You know, so if you set those expectations and you place the belief in your coaches, then it just kind of happens organically, I feel like.
Absolutely. I think the expectations are huge because when you sign up as a new coach, you don't know if you're going right or left or where you're going. So really those expectations are kind of like the path for new coaches that are motivated to push for. And the thing that I always say too is you set these expectations, they're pushing for these goals. Even if they fall a little short, they're a lot further ahead than where they would be if you didn't have those expectations set. So expectations are always a good thing. At first, I always felt like, oh, I don't want to push people or make people uncomfortable or, and really it was kind of more selfish on my part because when I turned it around and thought about it in the other way of like, when coaches sign up, they have no clue what they're doing. And if these people want to be successful, I need to share with them what I did in order to create success so they can duplicate it. If I'm not honest and share how I got there, how do they duplicate it? Because it's not a guessing game. It's easy to duplicate, but they have to know how to duplicate it, right? And that's really, where those expectations, I think, begin, is kind of with what you did. So Deanna, Justin, what changed once you guys achieved Diamond?
Everything. Do you want to, Michael, or you want to go?
I'll tap on it a little bit because then I know you'll interject and talk
go ahead
forever. So, I mean, I found that when we hit Diamond, kind of our direction kind of switched, because before it was all about challenge groups and helping challengers, and that's still a huge priority. But now we need to be in that leadership role where we're then training new coaches and encouraging new coaches and being that leader then, and being a support system to them, where before we're kind of a challenger in a challenge group, and now we're kind of a leader trying to help other people become leaders. So that's really,
Absolutely. And there's a mind shift actually that changed when that happened, both from the perspective of, it's like you become a diamond, you're like, oh, okay, now, like you said, we're in this leadership role. Now we've got to start leading. We've got some people that are actually trying to grow. Like, this is a business. So we've got to lead these people. And, so there's that mind shift. But there's also the recognition that you're like, when you first start that diamond, it seems like it's this far out goal that you're trying to find. And it's like, and it can seem like it's like, how do you get there? You know what I mean? At the very beginning. And then you do it and you're like, oh, okay, now let's get the next account diamond so we can be 1 star, you know what I mean? And you realize like, oh, that's totally achievable. And then you recognize how to I can tell somebody else how to do that. So wait a minute, that means we can be 2 star. Well, hold on a second, then I can tell other people, if I can only find, and it's everything, it's the mindset just completely changed for us. For me, especially, I was like, oh, now I see how this works. And it became very, very real, I guess, at that point.
And I love how you said, like, it's the mindset, because it's all how you perceive it. Just like getting to Emerald. If you perceive duplicating diamonds to be hard, it's going to be hard because you're going to make it hard. When you keep it as simple as it is, you're going to be popping like crazy because you're just going to get out of your own way. You're going to be inviting, you're going to be sharing with people what you did, your struggles, how you overcame them, and you just keep going. It's this. Focusing on what's in front of you and not everything to your side, that is where people get distracted. It's just those basic behaviors, the power hour, showing up daily, pushing for goals and setting goals outside of your comfort zone. So with that being said, I'm actually going to move to Brooke on this one because I totally pushed her in a couple different ways out of her comfort zone. She would have not comfortably pushed for Diamond by tonight. And my last push was, Brooke, I would love to have you be one of our guest speakers on tomorrow night's call. Do you think you can lock in Diamond by tomorrow?
No.
What? You talk about like, I'm going to give her one more go and see how I can make this happen, right? It worked. You guys never know. And do you know, like, I can read you her text. She is like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. That totally is what I needed. How do I know that's what she needed? It's just, you just have to try different things with different coaches. So, Brooke, what changed for you? Obviously, you know, once you hit Diamond, this is all so brand new, but tell us kind of what you did to make it happen and just flip that switch.
Well, so really I could have turned Diamond end of January, but I wasn't feeling secure in it. I wanted to feel secure. I wanted to like make sure that I wasn't going to lose it. And so I was just kind of waiting. And I think I realized with Jessica pushing me that I needed to stop waiting for the perfect time. There's never going to be a perfect time. Like you just have to do it. So, you know, she wanted me to be on the call and I knew I could make it happen. I was a little unsure, but I was like, you know what? I mean, I don't know if I really want to be on the call. Like, this is really nerve-wracking for me. I'm not good in front of people, but I know in order to grow my business that I have to start leading people. And this is the first step. You know, I have to start making videos and doing calls with my team. And so just I signed a couple of people that I knew had challenge packs, and I just turned it into discount coaches, and I made it happen.
Awesome. You do what it takes. And, you know, I think the big thing, we didn't really touch on this too much with anybody, but what you do after Diamond, like, do you just stop and celebrate and stop working your business? Or did you lose Diamond? How did that feel? And what did you get it back? Does anybody kind of want to touch on that, or how they felt once they hit Diamond? Like, was that even an option of losing it? I know for me, when I hit it, it wasn't even an option. I was like full speed ahead, like get out of my way. For me, when I hit Diamond, it was, I actually had control of it. And I don't really feel like I'm a control freak, but I was very goal orientated, and I had my husband on my left, my sister on my right. I signed up discount coaches like crazy. I popped both of them emerald, and that's how my Diamond happened in 27 days. And I never looked back. I never lost it. But that was in my control. I knew if I worked my buns off that I would eventually figure out how to recruit coaches and how to share with them what I did, and how to, it was like, it gave me this whole new boost of confidence that I had not a clue what I was doing, but I was doing it. And then just sharing what I did with other coaches. So anybody else want to put some perspective on that?
I can definitely touch on that a little bit. We went to, we got Deanna 2-star diamond, and then I was one of those diamonds, and I actually ended up hitting 1-star in my account. And then one day, like, to be honest, we hit that, and we're like, we just kind of like rested back for a second. You know what I mean? Like, still working the business, absolutely, but not monitoring it in the same way, I guess, that we should have been, clearly. And right before, like literally right before I thought we were supposed to get the 2-star diamond bonus, literally the day before, lost 2-star. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And immediately, it was the first time, it was immediately like the most frustrating and like just defeating thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, how did we hold it for so long? And then the last day, you've gotta be kidding me. And
that's where personal development came in huge, because
exactly.
he texted me, and typically I probably would have fallen apart. And honestly, I probably would have said, you know what, I'm done. This is too hard. Yeah. But I was just like, well, at least we know what we need to do to get it back now. You know, there's no need to get frustrated. And it's actually happened a couple of times.
Now, yeah, I've gone 1-star down to emerald. And then, you know, like, and now I'm back at diamond or 1-star. It's just like, it happened so much. And unfortunately, now I'm at a point where I'm going, this is no longer, like, sorry, that's locked in. I'm done with it. That's not going to happen again. I'm going to make sure of it. And so I'm putting those pieces into place to make sure of it. But it does happen. But the great thing is, that's why we talk about, like she said, personal development, because you can let it defeat you, or you can just use it as a stepping stone to go, okay, learn, move forward. Let's make this happen. this is not going to happen again, and help it actually use it to help you grow your business. Really,
Awesome. Love it. Love it. So I am going to grab Shalita and Kirsten. So you guys are our powerhouse ladies right now that hit diamonds super quick, 29 days, 30 days. So they kind of shared giving you guys some insight of, how they made that happen, what their why was. Both of them clearly have, big whys and big goals. Their vision is set. They're dead and focused. Do you ladies have a couple tips that you can share with the team on how they can do the same thing, or how to flip the switch?
Okay, go ahead. Okay, sorry. For me, it's probably stuff that you guys have heard, but really consistently doing that personal development first thing every day, or as often as you can, is so huge in that mindset. Finding positive people in the business that you admire, people who have gotten where you want to get in a quick amount of time, or people who have held higher star diamonds in the business for longer periods of time, good leaders that you want to follow, and really follow what they're doing. Follow them on social media, pay attention to their verbiage, to their offers, to their non-salesy sales pitches, and really just absorb that along with your personal development. Just really take in the type of accounts that you're drawn to, because it'll help you create your own image. Every time that I'm looking at Jessica's pages or Tanya's pages, or even new coaches that are really doing so that's huge. And then obviously being really consistent about your power of 3. And for me, push it to a power of 5 every day if you can. If you're trying to hit big goals quickly and you're trying to really grow this thing and make it, make it huge, power of 5 is really a must. And get outside that comfort zone. Stop worrying about who to friend on Facebook or who to talk to, and just own your own story. I've fallen and I've gotten up. I've gained a lot of weight back and lost it again and trying to lose it. My story is totally human. And I just share that with everyone. They can look at me and say, this girl, she's like 190 pounds. She's not a fitness coach. But I was, 240 and now I'm 190 and I'm going to be down even lower. And they, share my story. I'm human. And half the time people who look super skinny are like, this is just my genetics. Help me. I don't know what to do. So, just share your story and just own your body, own your story, own your family, own your business. I even own my marriage, problems we've had, finances. Really just be authentically you all the time. And you're going to draw in the people who you're meant to work with. And those are the people that you're going to be able to grow and that are going to turn into really big coaches.
That was awesome. That was perfectly said. Thank you. Shalita, how about you?
Wow. She took a lot of things out of my mouth about being authentic, because, oh my gosh, people can see through BS, to be honest with you. I think for me is to always be recruiting. That's one thing you've always said to me when I first came on board. Even when I came a diamond, it was, Shalita, don't stop doing the things that got you to diamond. Mm-hmm. I was a recruiting machine. I recruit like crazy. And one of the things that I love to do is now, I was afraid at first, but really talking to people about the coaching opportunity. We all have these discount coaches and they're great and they're fantastic, but after 2 or 3 months, they're gone. They can't afford it. Something happens. But if you have somebody who really wants to build the business, that is going to bring in the dough. That is going to really set your business apart from the others. And so for me, is don't be afraid to ask people about coaching. If you see there is a rock star on your Facebook page or a person that you follow and you just know that they would be awesome at coaching, approach them, ask them, what are you doing? Hey, let me tell you what I do. And honestly, that has been helpful for me because I'm starting to find and being more intentional in the people that I'm asking about the business. I'm looking for people kind of like me, career-oriented. Gosh, they probably work a full-time job like myself. They probably only can do this part-time. They may be educated, they may not be. They are a wife, spouse, and that's one thing I talked with Jessie a lot. It was just be intentional, being very intentional on who you're selecting to be the coach. Who do you want on your team? If you can see how you want your team to be, that's what you need to go after. And that's what I would say, because it took me a long time to grasp that, but now it's like, that's number one. I'm looking for business builders. And just, keeping your diamond and, always be teachable, always learn, research the business. There's so many people out there that are doing an amazing job with it. And always check in with your coach. Your coach's been doing it for a long time. I know I put that on there a post before, but I'm so blessed to have Jessie as my coach, who's really taught me a lot about the business. And if I was just kind of like, no, I know what I'm doing. I have employee relations skill set. I have a great background. I would have flopped on my face. So I think that's that's a huge tip for those who are starting a business and who really want to progress in their business, is just to look for your coaches, look for those you want on your team.
Awesome. And you guys too, so I was actually talking to Tanya earlier and was telling her like how I realized that really the connection you have with your coaches, if you truly are all in and you're an all-in coach and you want this, you want to be reaching out to your coach. Your coach wants to help you. They want to help you succeed. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I mean, granted, you can Google, you can do all these things, right? Those are for those basic questions, but your coach wants to build a relationship with you. My coaches are some of my very dearest, closest friends, and some of them I haven't even met because you have those commonalities. You have that common interest. When, like Shalita said, you're finding coaches that are like you, you're so much alike. And some of your childhood friends, you realize like you're friends because you have history, but you really don't have that much interest anymore together. And so reach out to your coach, build that relationship, ask questions. If you're struggling with your invites, show them your invite, have them look it over. If you're struggling with your follow-up, same thing. I have coaches copy and paste me their messages, and so I can read through them. Also, too, it does you no good as a coach to buttercup your coaches, I should say. Like, give some tough love and be honest with them. Like, nobody is successful because everybody lied to them along the way, right? Like, it does me no good to say, oh, you're doing such a great job, keep going, awesome, when you're not doing nothing. Like, clearly I would be lying. That is not a good leader. A good leader is somebody that will call you out. If you listen to the national wake up call from David Adkins, I think it was, he had said, and I didn't even realize this, you could be kicking around diamonds on the ground and not even realizing it, because diamonds are crafted and molded and cut and carved into diamonds from coal. I didn't know that. But when you think about that as a coach, we don't get to where we're at. We don't get to that diamond and above from somebody BSing us all the way through, from somebody patting us on the butt and saying, it's okay, good job, good job. If we're not doing something, or if our invite sounds salesy and nobody is telling us, how are we going to succeed, right? Make sure you're stepping up to that leadership plate and recognizing that in order for you to truly help your coaches succeed, sometimes you've got to tell the honest truth. Now, in a loving way. I mean, let me just put that out there. Be loving and encouraging and support them and help them, and be comfortable reaching out to your coach. I know that I'm just as motivated to work with brand new coaches and seasoned coaches that want this business all day long. So definitely don't be afraid to reach out to your coach and build that connection and that relationship, because they are the ones that are your support system. They are your success partner per se. So I know we're a little bit over. Does anybody have any questions for any of these awesome coaches? You can unmute yourself if you have questions.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Sierra speaking. I have actually a couple questions because Kirsten said something about, well, she was talking about you not worrying about people who you add and everything. And that's been something that I've struggled with because for when I first started, I was adding, lots of people who I knew and I just had never added because why? But now I'm starting to see fewer and fewer people who I actually know, and so I just wanted to know how, because I know you guys have been doing this for a long time. So how do you add people that you don't know, or do you just add them and reach out to them? How do you go about adding new people once your new friends are kind of not really friends anymore?
Can I touch on that?
Yeah, please. Yes.
Oh, okay. So for me, I was always a super private Facebook person. People would friend me, and I was that girl who was like, just because we both went to Putnam, I'm not going to be your Facebook friend. That was totally me. And so I totally lost a lot of people I probably could have been friends with along the way now, looking back at it. But I'm going through and probably sending people friend requests that I denied over the years, and I don't even realize it. But I've totally run out of mutual friends, anybody I've talked to, because I've been friending so many people. So at this point, if it says I have one friend in common, I friend them, and then if they accept my invite, which it actually makes me it's weird people accept my invite when they don't know me, but they do, and then I send them a message, just a quick message to start the connection, and I just say something along the lines of hey Jerry, thanks so much for accepting my friend request. I saw that you know Natalie. How do you know her? Your kids are super cute. How old are they? Something super simple. Or I saw we have 3 mutual friends. How do you know Tasha? Our kids go to school together. Just something really vague but simple. And then and then I don't usually, and then if they're really responsive, sometimes that turns into an instant connection conversation. But at the very least, I kind of mark them as someone I'm going to come back to, because I'm not this stranger. But I took advantage of kind of clicking in their brain who I am right when they had just accepted my friend request and seen my face on their page. I kind of send them a message just so that if in a week or two I want to come back and kind of hit them, and talk to them further, I can be your kids, that's awesome. They go soccer. My kids play soccer, whatever, something basic. So that's kind of what I do. And even if I don't know them at all, sometimes I will friend people from my business page. I did start a Facebook business page, a community page for my fitness business. And I end up getting some followers on there. Sometimes I'll friend them. Someone who likes a picture, I usually try and friend them. Or if they comment on an offer or a picture, I'll usually send them a friend request. And then even sometimes people on Instagram, I'll search out their name and find them and kind of friend them. And also when you start getting those, if you have free leads, I friend those people usually.
Okay.
I search their name after I've sent them a message about being their coach or whatever.
Okay,
usually
cool.
search their name and send them a friend request too.
I thought that might there was a couple people who I've done that with, but I didn't add them because I was is that going to be
yeah, might be weird. I know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's just what I'm doing. I'm sure some more weathered coaches have even more
right. That's why
advice.
And then I have next time in coach.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, definitely. Can I ask one more quick question?
Yeah.
It was just about invites, because Tanya was talking about how she's upping. She does the power of 5. A lot of you do. And I was wondering, you guys are pretty seasoned at this, but do you guys ever do cold invites, or is it purely warm? Do you always set it up with the form before you send an invite? That's kind of, my question.
I think for me personally, I'm not opposed to sending a cold invite. to somebody that is following me. So if I see people liking my posts, or I've been friends with them for a while and they're following me, I'll send them an invite. But the only way I send a cold invite is when I put myself in the invite. So I share some, like a struggle, what this has done for me, and say, I'm looking for some accountability partners to join me on XYZ date. On average, my clients lose XYZ. Is that something you'd be interested in? I'm looking for a few more friends. So I put myself in the actual invite. So it's not salesy. I'm not trying to be pushy. They're either interested or they're not. Take it or leave it. Right. And then from there, I start forming them. If they say they're interested, then I kick back and I say, awesome, I'm super excited. I would love to have you join me. Before I share more information, tell me a little more about you and your goals so I know how to best help you.
Sweet. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet. Does anybody else have questions? Any of these awesome coaches? Anybody? Does anybody have any questions, need clarification, anything on the 2017 Success Leader Trip? The cruise for January. Don't forget, you guys, if you're pushing for that, if that's a goal for you, the $200 non-refundable deposit needs to be made before February 29th. Alrighty, no questions? Going. Oh, somebody, let's see here, for the January trip, can you walk us through what I need to do? Yes, so let me grab for sure so I don't skip a beat on this. So it is posted in Team Rock Hard Bodies, but if you are a coach that signed up 2015 or this year, so 2015 or newer, then you must achieve 3-star diamond paid. So that 6-week qualification must be over, and have 55 elite points by August 1st. Thanks, Kirsten. And if you are a coach that has been a coach longer than that, then you must achieve 5-star diamond paid by August 1st, still with 55 elite points. So those are for personally sponsored coaches. All of the downline coaches that are not Tanya or I's personally sponsored coach must achieve 5-star. So if you're not a personally sponsored by myself or by Tanya, you must be a paid 5-star diamond by August 1st with 55 elite points. And then, hold on, I'm scouring this just to make sure I got all of my, must hit Success Club for the months between February and July. You must hit Success Club each of those months. And the last one is you must hold your qualification and be paid 5-star on December 31st. So the reason we put that is because a lot of times people will earn the trip and take the foot off the pedal and whoop, won the trip, peace out, done, I'm coasting from here kind of thing. And so that's why our goal is with this trip is to really make it a goal for people to really push bigger for this business, and to help you guys and kind of give you that fun incentive. And then, to really have like that gathering place in January of all of the leaders coming together, spending time with our families, building better relationships, friendships, and so on and so forth. So do you guys have any questions on that? More details are in the Team Rock Hard Bodies page if you pull that up, but all the downline that are non-personally sponsored coaches of Tanya and I must be paid 5-star with 55 elite points. And you guys, remember, do not take that self-doubt right out of your head, because I know even right when I say that, people are probably like, not an option, right? Like, take that idea out of your head and out of your mindset, because truly, honestly, the way it was told to me is 5-star is you, your spouse, your second business center, and 2 others. Keep it simple. So once you get to 2-star and you hold it, you can open a second business center. That can get you to 3-star, and then you need 2 more people. Okay. So keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Know what you need to do. Work with your coach. Keep your focus on that goal if that's something that you want to achieve, and go for it. You know, put your deposit down, and know you have the skin in the game, and drive all the way, you know, until you crush that goal. So make sure too, since that's a paid rank, that you back it up 6 weeks. I think it was like, I'd have to double check. 6 weeks before August 1st, you have to begin your qualification.
June 22nd, wasn't it?
To hold, is that it?
Yeah.
So you want to go into qualification, have your 5 diamonds by June 22nd. You have to hold that for 6 weeks. And be paid. So thank you so much, you guys, for coming to the call. I know we went a little over. I'll post the recording. It was awesome content, information for you guys to re-listen to, share with your teams, your coaches, and I will post the recording up soon. So thank you so much, you guys. Have an awesome evening. Good night.